Oh, you hate being sold to, don't you? Stay tuned.
So,
We're going to talk about it.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael Berger, Mark Novak, episode 495. Good morning, Luke. Do you hate being sold to? We came across, Lisa had a question in our chat, just like, why are real estate agents or the industry sort of, I don't know, no, I don't want to say hated, but a little bit like car salesmen. They're used in a bad tone or reference, and we're sort of breaking it down. And it's like, well, is it because people don't like industries where it's being sold to? Like a telemarketer, no one actually hates someone who calls someone, but they hate because the purpose is to sell them. Is it very similar to car salesmen, to real estate? Mark, do people just hate being sold to?
Burge.
Yo, can you
Remember
hear
when
me?
you did that the other day? Do you remember when you did that the other day?
Yeah.
You want that? You
Shall I
want
do
that?
it again?
Yeah. Nah. I just thought it was funny.
Okay, we're live. So,
Yeah, you know what we do because you know that feeling when you walk into I got you there. You know that feeling when you walk into a car yard and you're like seeing the car that you like and you're like, oh shit, inbound salesperson, inbound. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to talk to them. And yeah, it's that feeling that you just, I think you just want to see the car, and it's like, oh, just leave me alone. It happens.
well, I think there's a big distinct difference, which is where I say the difference. People want to be, and I think great agents do this, even if they don't realize they're doing it. They're not selling, they're educating. I believe there's a big difference in trying to sell someone using emotional manipulation, saying how good their life will be. You're just trying to sell them rather than educate. From an agent's point of view, you've got a property for sale. The client's called you. You don't need to sell them on the idea of buying. They want to buy. They've gone through many layers before they even get to you. They've convinced themselves they want to buy. Now, what's going to make them buy that property over another property? And I think agents and people would do a lot better instead of thinking, what can I say to sell them? It's like, what answers do they have so I can educate them so they can come to a decision? To be honest, as a sales agent, the worst result is someone saying, no, this property is not for me. It's someone umming and ahhing and they don't know. And they don't know predominantly if an agent's honest because they haven't done their job to educate them. I find the best question to sort of ask someone looking to buy anything, do you have all the information to make a decision? And if the answer is no, they go, well, what else would you like to know? And about what's the size of the block? What's the zoning? What's this? And then you would find there's a natural progression. If you answer their questions, educate them, then they can come to their outcome, which is a yay or nay. And then sometimes at the end, a few smooth lines may be able to help push it along. But the focus should be on educating people, not selling people. I think I've always believed that from day one of my career. My job is to educate people, not sell them. And I think you get a good result.
Absolutely. So you're in the car yard, inbound car salesman, and you're like, ah, shit. But the opposite example is you're in the car yard, you can't even see a salesperson, you can't even find a salesperson, and then when you do find them, they're with someone else and they got no time, and equally you got the shits.
Yes.
So there's this balance between, I think, being there to help and answer questions. I also think they're a facilitator to the transaction of what you want to do. So as part of, as not just answering questions and assisting with all aspects of the product that they're selling, whatever their product is. We're not just nailing real estate agents or salespeople. We're talking about or car salesmen. We're saying sales in general. But if on that journey to your transaction, you're going to have hurdles. You're going to have hurdles, and on that journey towards the transaction, a salesperson in any industry will eliminate or lower each hurdle. They will facilitate you getting to the finishing line faster. When they do that well, you're a weapon. Thank you. I love you, Mr. Salesperson.
100%. And to put a bit of a real life example, well, just to go through that example of you see the sales agent, you're annoyed. You don't see the sales agent, you're annoyed. But let's say you see the sales agent. To give an example of the two different tones, like the one with the good sales agent, which would be like, so what information do you want to know about this car, the engine, the speed, all that stuff, compared to the salesy sales agent. It's like, well, have you made the decision you want to buy? How much better would your life be if you bought? This is great. And just really corny. That's where people cringe. But as you said, the facilitator, the educator, if you're that person, at the end of the deal, you're like, God, that was good to do the deal with them. The process, like anything from buying a property without having that expert facilitator there, the lawyer, a builder, life's easier with experts. But a lot of people, have their guard up when they're approached by their motives. But I think that's like any industry.
I can understand that as well, because if you've had a shit salesperson 3 times in a row, you can naturally just go, far out, here we go again. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you can get an appraisal of your home and have through 3 ordinary agents. These people that are working their job, you can't knock them, but they're just ordinary. Yeah. And you think, you know what, they're all ordinary. You're right.
That's where you just got to think of teachers. There was 100 teachers at, say, your school. How many were just ordinary, but there was that 1 or 2 that was special. You connected with them. It's like that with all industries. Real estate agents, car salesmen, builders. There's a lot of the ordinary, but there's a lot of great ones. And you just got to go through them till you find them, just like you would if you were looking for a tutor. You may go through 10 tutors before you find someone you connect with. Doesn't mean the other ones are bad. They just weren't connecting with you, and sometimes they may be bad. But you don't just paint a broad brush of saying all tutors are shit. Don't need one, teach yourself sort of thing, because I think it's a very lonely and you won't advance your skills, or it takes away time from you to do what you do.
And I think you can fall into a trap with it as well. So the topic of today is, do you hate being sold to? And I think the question is also, do you hate being educated? And it's no. And I think the answer is, do you hate being facilitated to someone helping you do what you want to do? No. So do you hate being sold to? Well, that's like shotgun approach. That gives me the shits. Do you hate someone that's going to facilitate? I bloody love someone that's going to help me buy what I want to buy, or me on my journey. I bloody love someone that educates me. How many times I tried to? I was buying a high pressure washer the other day, and how hard it is to educate yourself as to the best one. Petrol, electric, brands, this, that. To walk into a great shop and just ask the guy, like, bang, 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 all the questions, and they go bang, 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 there's all the answers. Facilitate. Do you have one in stock? Yes, I do. Here it is. Thank you. Bye. It's like, I've got to research that for ages.
If you want an example of, so you know how people say losing weight's 80% diet, 20% physical activity, which probably people think it's the other way around. I think being a great salesperson, it's 80% educator, 20% selling. Now, a good example of a real life people who educate, go to Bunnings. They are educators. And people love it, compared to, say, you go to a car salesman, they're probably 80% salesman and people hate it. You're going there, you're wanting the information, you want to be educated. I think that's a really good real life example where people can go, you want to feel the difference? Bunnings, they're 80%, they're probably 90% educators. They could, even if they added a bit of sales to it, you'd probably buy 10% more if they had that. But I think that's a good way people can, because some people I don't get what you're saying, guys. I don't get the difference. I think that's probably a good way to really suss it out and experience the difference.
And you have to read the play, like Lisa Novak just said. Like, you got to, when that inbound customer comes in, you really just got to, like, if they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to talk to you. Like, they don't have to. Do you know what I mean? If they want to ask 1,000 questions and they're painful, well, that's what it's going to be like as well. Makes up for the other person, but it's different. It's different.
Lisa, Mark didn't know he wanted a high water pressure until the salesman sold him. He went in there for a screwdriver, neck minute, coming out with a high pressure water blaster.
You know what? You do need, every house needs a high pressure water blaster. I just want to say, like, you just need it. You just do.
Well, I think anything else you want to add on to? I think it's a good one. I think the main message there is be an educator, not a salesperson. 80% educating, 20% sales. We should do a training.
It is, absolutely.
There you go, now, that should be an
That's it, an educator. Hey, before we sign out, I just wanted to shout out to a local business, and I wanted to shout out to Sydney Tools, and I wanted to shout out to Total Tools. Those guys are absolute legends, and I did go by my water pressure blaster and went to both shops in Brookvale, Northern Beaches, but essential purchase. And those guys have an amazing selection of stuff down there. So if you're a local and you want to go and see these boys, these are the boys that will sell you something once and they will never have to sell you that same product again. They're different to a Bunnings model. A Bunnings model, you can buy top shelf or budget stuff, but sometimes you can get caught up buying the budget stuff, and then you're going to have to buy it again in 2 years, and then again in 3 years, and again in 5 years. Shout out to Sydney Tools and Total Tools in Brookvale. The guys are weapons, great level of stock in there, very, very helpful, and really high quality stuff. Just saying. Shout out.
Great businesses there. They always get good prominent properties, great exposure. I love that they paint their buildings. A lot of businesses can learn from
them. They paint their buildings hardcore. All red.
Good.
I think they're all blue, the Sydney Tools. But you put Total Tools in there as well. Big lease.
Yep. I leased it to them a couple of years back, and it's just how we roll. And that was about educating.
Happy landlord, happy tenant.
I'm very happy. All righty, guys, that's a wrap. I really like that one. Educate, don't sell.
Educate, facilitate, don't sell. Sellers like the shotgun shit approach. You're not listening. You're not listening to the customer.
Correct. Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Boom.
Guys, thanks for watching. Coming towards 500.